I'm at Seabright Gardens with Thomas, and Thomas, you know, the springtime, there's lots of kind of jobs or chores to do in the garden, and dividing hostas is one of them, and you're going to show us how easy it can be.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try to show you how easy
it is.
Well, we took this one out of a decorative pot, and you can see it's got a really good root system here, and we wanted to make more of it, so we're going to take it and we're going to pull the roots apart.
And you're not hurting it at all, right?
You're not hurting it by pulling the roots apart.
You just want to see what's going on.
Yeah, I just want to get it all apart so you can actually see. Shake all the dirt loose, makes it easier. Some people actually take a hose and wash everything off so they can really see it very well. But I think this one's going to come apart good enough that we're going to be able to see.
It does make your job easier. We can see where all the crowns are, and so you can make really good cuts.
Exactly, you can see exactly where to make the cut. And sometimes when you get all the dirt off of the root, you can actually grab a hold of the roots and pull, and sometimes where there's a weak spot in the plant, it'll just come apart on its own.
Oh, and that's even better.
Yeah, this one here, I don't know if it's probably going to, but you can see now we've got all the roots off. There's the old crown underneath right there. And on the top here you can see where we've got all these eyes. Each one of these is a potential new plant. And I see that there's a weak spot. You can see by pulling like this, you can see there's a weak spot like this. If your hands are strong enough, you can pull it. If they're not, you can take a sharp knife and just kind of make a little jab in there like that, and then keep pulling.
Ah, I heard a crack.
Heard a crack.
And this way you're really not sacrificing any eyes, because I've done it before and I kind of have to slice through eyes because there isn't a natural crack.
Right. And you know, you can just take a shovel and ram through a clump if you got it in the ground, but you will damage some of the eyes, so you are sacrificing some of your plants. But you see now that I've got this cut, it's actually weak. I can see it moving again, so I can actually just snap it.
Oh,
and pull that apart there. This one here we've got 3, and I'm being greedy today. I want more, so I'm going to take my knife. And right here is where there's an old bloom point, where there's a bloom stem, and that's the dead part of the plant. So I can cut right there,
and then
just pull. Got to cut a little bit more.
And if you wanted to do just one eye, it'll just take a little bit of time to make that really a big flush plant.
Exactly. See now, both of these here, this is a 2-eye division, and this here's got 1 eye. So those will be. This one will send up 2 shoots, and this will have 1 shoot for this year. And now it's best to let this air dry probably for half or 3/4 of an hour, maybe an hour, just so that this here kind of heals over a little bit in the sunlight. And then you just go ahead and replant them. So you got 2 there, and this one here we can easily take the knife. You can just pull apart. You can see where the old part is there again.
Right.
You just take the knife right there.
And just pull
it apart.
Now, when you go and replant them, do you want to do any root pruning on it too, or just leave these nice long roots?
You can. I usually don't.
Okay.
But you definitely can. You could just take a sharp shears and just trim some off like that to make it a little bit easier.
Okay.
But I usually don't. But they definitely, you could give it a little bit of a haircut like that.
And then when you are replanting them, you want to put some compost back into that planting hole and have good drainage and good practices.
Yeah, exactly. And the key to when you've replanted these after you've split them like that is to not to overwater them.
Okay.
Because you've got to remember that you've interrupted the root system, so their roots aren't going to be taking the moisture up quite as rapidly as they were before when they had all the little feeder roots that were very active and alive. So just keep them moist, but don't keep them too wet until they get the roots established again.
Okay. Well, I think that you've really gone through A to Z on dividing hostas, made it so easy looking, and it is easy. But if you have any other questions, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website, and you can call them or come on out and see them and have all your questions answered. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you, Judy.